Kawaki in Boruto Two Blue Vortex has been lacking in terms of power, and as of Boruto Chapter 18, Kawaki has told Amado to boost his offensive powers. Throughout the entirety of TPV, Kawaki seemed to have fallen behind in strength compared to his contemporary Boruto, and it has been apparent after getting beaten many times for the likes of Boruto and the Shinju. It has even got to a point where even Boruto has told Kawaki that he's not strong enough to achieve his goals, and that he will need to get even stronger. It's already too late to train his powers since 3 years have already passed since part 1, and there are immediate threats that need to be stopped. After Kawaki realizes that he needs to get stronger immediately, he demands Amado to make him much stronger by any means necessary. In today's video, I want to talk about the overwhelming power boost that Kawaki will receive and how this will impact the rest of the story. We do know at the end of part 1 that Kawaki has a hit list of characters that he does want to kill, and this was repeated in the latest chapter, the Divine Trees, Code, and Boruto. He has vowed to eliminate all of the Otsutsukis and anybody that poses a threat to the Leaf Village right now before he sealed away Naruto. The dilemma he's facing right now is that he's just not strong at all, and rather has looked pretty pathetic in the latest chapters when trying to confront the people he wants to kill. The last conversation that Kawaki had with Boruto set the mood for Kawaki's current objectives. While he does want to kill Boruto, which even Boruto does acknowledge, the threat of Jiraiya and the rest of the Shinjus are much bigger, where the two of them came to a conclusion to work together in order to take them down. After they are killed off, this is where most likely we will get the battle between Boruto versus Kawaki in a destroyed Leaf Village. Right now though, Kawaki understands that he has no power to be able to fight these characters, or else he would die a pointless death. And before we get into how much stronger Kawaki could potentially become, I want to discuss how Kawaki has sort of reverted to his old techniques of desiring for more power instead of training like a regular shinobi. Let's not forget, Naruto was the one who trained Kawaki on how to properly utilize chakra control to be able to use jutsu like shadow clones and fire style jutsus. He hasn't really used any of the techniques that Naruto has taught him so far in TBV, and has resorted back to his karma and cybernetics that allows him to manipulate his body matter. Thematically, it's proven that Kawaki hates the idea of the shinobi world after witnessing how cruel it is for ninja to get as strong as possible just to die to a higher being like the Otsutsuki and be forgotten about, which is why he has grown such a disdain for the shinobi system. Kawaki wanted to get stronger by having Amado modify his body through scientific means, whether through the use of the improvement of his cybernetics or the karma, is very similar to how Boruto tried to use the scientific ninja tool for more power back in the Chunin exams. Kawaki, like Boruto back in the day, clearly has the talent and willpower to get stronger the correct way, however, is using a shortcut to be able to become more powerful. It's even more apparent for Kawaki because this is all he knew when growing up under Ishiki's care and with the rest of the Kara organization. Constantly getting beat up by Jigen to master the karma, and while he found enjoyment training under Naruto's watch during part 1, it's like he's gone back to his cruel methods to gain more power. There's no time to train anymore with the current threats in the story, and while he's been somewhat nerfed for Amado's reasoning to keep his own dream alive, he begs Amado to make him stronger beyond all limits. We can expect Kawaki to become incredibly strong in the next few chapters, depending how willingly Amado becomes when modifying his body, and this could lead to Kawaki killing some of the characters he wants to eliminate, such as the Shinju and Code. However, I think this could also be his downfall. The biggest difference between Boruto and Kawaki in TBV is the fact that both characters have clearly embraced what they have been taught when they were younger. Boruto embracing the shinobi side and Kawaki embracing the scientific side. Boruto has become arguably the strongest character in the series besides Jiraiya through the use of his ninjutsu skills and not his karma. You could definitely argue that he had a head start though because of Kashin Koji's prescience ability, which allowed Boruto to learn jutsu at an incredible rate compared to if he just trained with Sasuke for the whole 3 years. However, the truth is Boruto solely relies on the skills that he learned, and not the karma to avoid any chance of Momoshiki taking control. Meanwhile, Kawaki has thematically been fated with the Karma Seal, and with Amado most likely giving him that offensive boost that he desires, it will bring him to a power level that will contend with Boruto and Jiraiya. And considering that in the flash forward scene that it's just Boruto and Kawaki remaining, I imagine that he will become this strong, or else he will just have a pointless death. I mean, if any character were to progress the karma even further, it would have to be Kawaki, as he's the one who has been training with it longer, and with the fact that he has mastered his other abilities like his dojutsu. There would be more techniques that he could unlock once Amado modifies his body to a much higher offensive scale. Kawaki has become incredibly desperate to destroy these characters no matter what, and has turned himself into a tool for his own purpose. For a character who has developed a deep hatred for the Otsutsuki, I do want to note it's very ironic that Kawaki has embraced the values that Ishiki forces on him, such as being represented as only a vessel of power and absolutely nothing more. And even though Kawaki went through hell from the treatment from Ishiki, he embraces this pain and forces it onto other characters, telling Amado to treat him as a monster, with wanting to boost his strength to be able to fight other characters. It's very hypocritical that he sees himself that way, essentially destroying any humanity left of his body to become an object of power that Ishiki desired for him to become. And even though he wants to destroy the Otsutsuki, he has morals that are very similar to them, even though he originally was a human, but over time has gained methods and ideas that parallel to a character like Ishiki. From a power level, it's clear he's going to be stronger than he's ever been before. Amado has developed powerful characters like Ada and Damon, who have abilities originating from Shibai's DNA. These abilities are so powerful that it completely changed the story, with Boruto becoming the villain of his own series, even though we know he's innocent, and by having these characters under house arrest so they don't run rampant throughout the village. And while Kawaki's Karma Seal is considered a Shinjutsu, there's a very high possibility that Kawaki gains more Shinjutsu techniques that Amado could develop, since Amado has access to Shibai's DNA. He was able to create these cyborgs like Code, Ada, and Damon thanks to finding Shibai's remains, and if he still has access to these cells, they will further boost Kawaki's powers. Amado is also desperate here, as he knows that his dreams of reviving Akabe is in the hands of Kawaki, so if he dies, so do the chances of bringing back his daughter, meaning that Amado will do whatever it takes to make Kawaki as strong as possible. Kawaki made it clear that he will only revive Amado's daughter once he eliminates all of the characters on his hit list, and whether he kills all of them or not, I think Amado realizes that he must comply with Kawaki's wishes, or else he'll never be able to bring Akabe back to life. It's going to be interesting how this plays out, as currently in the story, Sarada and Mitsuki are fighting Ryu alongside the Sand Ninja, where they are tasked to destroy the Shinju. If Kawaki gets his powers unlocked soon though, he may ultimately leave the village to help them out, but we'll have to see in the next few chapters in the story. As a Kawaki fan, it's good to see that Kawaki will gain more powers to be able to fight the Shinju. However, I do have to say that it's not ethical at all with how he is going to have to become stronger. He has completely disregarded himself as a human being, and he has preferred to become an object of power by even ignoring the welfare of his body. He doesn't even care about the chances of his survival, as he only wants to destroy the problems that are posed to Naruto and the Leaf Village. Kawaki as a character has been very interesting to me because throughout the entirety of part 1 at least, he has tried so hard to get away from the likes of Ishiki and ignore the Otsutsuki. However, once he made that declaration to kill all of the Otsutsuki, starting with Boruto and now realizing that he must eliminate all of the Shinju, Kawaki has completely flipped his perspective on what he actually wants to do. He wants to eliminate all of these characters by any means possible, and it looks like he's disregarded his morals completely. He doesn't care what he is at the end of the day because, to be honest with you, it looks like he's not afraid to die. He even tells this to Amado, saying that his chances of survival are low. However, the only thing he needs to obtain is the power to be able to fight these characters, and at least in his mind, all will be resolved. So let me know how you guys feel about this video in the comment section below. How strong do you think Kawaki will become, and tell me, will this newfound strength allow Kawaki to take down all the characters that he does desire to kill? So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace.